communities that are, you know, that need quick action, quick intervention by stakeholders, by humanitarians, and of course,
The
as
Care
well
Communications Network presents Conversation with the Vision Bearer, a program of the Care Humanitarian Foundation and the Care Communications Network. Today is Sunday, and it's time for another exciting edition, full of surprises. Please welcome the CEO of the Care Humanitarian Foundation, Mr. Christopher Keir. Joining us today are my co-host, Andrew Keir, and our distinguished panelist, Professor Suleiman Kamara. The four pillars of the Care Humanitarian Foundation are agriculture, education, healthcare, water, and sanitation. Don't touch that dial. Grab your phone. Your comments and input are important to us. Help us help you. Be sure to share the show. Follow KCN TV on Facebook and subscribe to Keir Network on YouTube. And now, it's time to begin. I'm your host, Munir K. Keshin Jr., aka The General. Don't forget to join us every Sunday at 2 p.m. USA time and 6 p.m. Liberia time. Thank you very much for tuning in.
it plays a pivotal role in society. And so we talk education, we talk health, we talk agriculture, we talk sanitation. Every good nation uh, will prosper with with these four pillars. Once your educational system is strong, is vibrant, you 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 stand a chance. I mean, to be your education system tend to be more improved. Once your health sector is improved, people get good quality health services. Once you have agriculture, I mean, if all of the counties in Liberia, especially, you know, when everybody is involved into agriculture, get engaged, and we are food sufficient, we ought to provide food of our own. It's a good thing. Our nation will prosper. Of course, you cannot be a country when your city is dirty, your country is dirty. So sanitation is another key aspect to this foundation, to a nation, for a nation to prosper. It is another key you know aspect. And so everybody wants to keep our city clean. So I urge you all, folks, those of you listening, those of you watching us on Facebook, on YouTube, uh, you can always be a part of this institution, be a part of this foundation, by making sure that our country is safe, is clean and green, like the people say, keeping Monrovia clean and green, right? So let us all join hands together in making sure that we improve our agricultural sector, the health sector, and of course, uh, don't. People die for a year. You go to hospital, they say you get typhoid, you get malaria. It is not just maybe you get it from home. Sometimes the food we eat. So your health is very much important. It is important, and so again, welcome to another edition of the program Conversation with the Vision Bearer. My name is Jefferson Weir, and of course, panelists in the US, the General, Mr. Monet Kishen, and of course, our CEO, Mr. Christopher Keir, Mr. Keir, our administrator, Chief Administrator, Mr. Andrew Keir, and of course, Professor Suleiman Kamara. They will all be here today as we dive into uh, this conversation. And of course, once my panelists, the panelists in the US, once they're ready, and then they will signal me, then we get ready to kick the ball rolling. So be there while I'm here. We having okay. So I've just received signal now that we can get ready, and so the general is already here. General, today is Sunday and it's the 8th day of June. I'll say good evening from Monrovia, Liberia, and good afternoon to you there in the US.
Yeah, good evening, Jeff. And can you hear me loud and clear?
You're crystal clear.
Okay, good evening. And how's everything there with you? Today is Sunday. And to those of you who are listening, I also want to say welcome again to another edition of the conversation with the vision bearer of Care Humanitarian Organization and the Care Communication Network. So Jeff was saying there are a lot of news. We talk about foundation, we talk about humanitarian, but we are Liberians, and there are a lot of things going on in Liberia today. Maybe you can just tell us what is trending in Liberia. And when I look at Facebook, I hear people talking about the former speaker was arrested along with I think 4 other guys or whatsoever. And I just watched a video where I see them going at the central prison. So what is trending in Liberia today, Jefferson? Just let us know. Let's start with that topic first before we can dive into any other thing when our guests come up.
Certainly, as you put it, you mentioned Central Prison. It is just the most trending news now in Liberia is the imprisonment of 4 lawmakers. Over the weekend, you know, there was this investigation in relative to the, in relations, so to speak, to the December 18 Capitol building arson attack. After the report, after investigations, were being conducted by the Joint Security and other international partners, that the fire outbreak at the Capitol building was as a result of this, what they term as arson attack. And so police has been conducting preliminary investigations all through. They've been getting their findings. And so on Friday, uh, 7 lawmakers, including former Speaker Fonati Kofa and other lawmakers, Dixon Sibo, they were all invited at the Liberia National Police headquarters for questioning. And so when they were called in, and when we got at LMP headquarters, there was this huge presence of police. They barricaded the entrances, the various entrances leading towards the main headquarters of the LMP. And so, journalists, before you enter, you had to show your ID card. Anybody, in fact, whether you're a journalist, you go in there, you should know your purpose for which you go in. You should let the police know. And so it was a strict mandate, which I think in my mind was not a bad thing. And so when we got there, after doing some rounds and what have you, we saw former Speaker Kofa and other lawmakers, including Frank Salfoko. They were coming out. Why were they coming out? We intervened and tried to ask them questions. And well, before we could even get answers from them, what we heard on police radio, there were communications that, hey, nobody should leave the building. Do not allow any vehicles. I mean, the compound. Do not allow any vehicle to leave the yard. Those are the communications on the radio. Who was the person giving that instruction? Well, we don't know. But what we saw now was police vehicles, blocking various entrances, especially former Speaker Kofa's vehicle that was, in front. So later on, they were told to disembark or, take the vehicles back to town, and they said carry the vehicle back and park them to where they were, the same place in the parking lot. And so when we asked Frank Salfoko, representative of District Number 9, what he said to journalists was, well, they were only going out to eat and what have you, going to eat something, find something to eat and come back. That was the response. So we let it be, and so it went on until late in the evening when we were told that the police, in fact, the 7 lawmakers, they were being detained at the LMP headquarters. They were being detained at the LMP headquarters, and so they spent the night there. But one of the lawmakers, District Number 5 Representative Priscilla Cooper, we've been told that her lawyer signed for her, and she had to leave. They took her and to bring her back the next day or so. Then yesterday, which was on Saturday, the lawmakers were forwarded to court, and so there were some investigation, some conversations that went on. What we saw at the Temple of Justice, Dixon Sibo, Representative Fonati Kofa, and of course Abu Bana Kamara of District 15 and Jacob Dibi, they were all taken to the Monrovia Central Prison where they spent the night. And so today also we told that they're still there. So that's the latest news And according to the police RG, this investigation, as a matter of fact, is not targeted at individuals, but it is in the interest of the country, aside party lines and what have you. It is what they're doing that the laws should be respected, and that's what the investigation so far has. But as it stands, they have not been found guilty until they've been taken to court and proven. But that's the latest for now, General. You're muted.
Yes, okay, and that's yeah, I'm on now. That's a good thing. And but I just want to send this message out. Jeff, if some of us we're not that old, but we got to know from the Samuel Doe time to present. And I just want to say this, that we should learn to respect authority. We should learn to respect our leaders when they are in power. And no matter what happened, even in the great United States, the way the police will arrest me, they will not arrest a sitting speaker like that. We have disgraced former president. The rebel killed them. We disgrace other people. But I believe that, yes, the police are right. They can investigate. They can arrest, which is truth. They can do that. But this is where I have a little problem. And keeping them from in the morning to 6 o'clock, or you could let them go home and the justice minister give the announcement, or you can come back and give the announcement and let them report themselves. Yes, they got to be charged. We are against the burning of the Capitol building. But I'm not against the police arresting, but sometimes we don't do things the right way, it is a chaos. If we don't do it the way it's supposed to be, I am 100% police has the right to investigate and arrest. Even if the justice ministry investigate, they do not arrest, they will authorize the police to do that. But people believe that maybe we just want to disgrace our leaders and to show them sense. But we cannot continue. Look, even in the Bible, there are certain people above certain people. The way I will be treated by the police will treat a government official or former officials different way. Settlement welcome and Andrew, they will treat them different way. That is my only problem that I have. That we must learn to respect leaders no matter what are the problems or not. I believe when they go, because when you keep the man from 6 o'clock in the morning, and when you tell a man to come 10 o'clock in the morning up to 6 o'clock in the evening, then time to go home, and you say arrest them, then you create that problem with the citizen themselves. Yes, we know why they arrest Safoko. Yes, because Safoko is not part. I don't have they can arrest them, but it's just the process of which you arrest him. And then justice minister could come up and say, listen, we're going to charge XYZ. Please report and send up or report yourself in, or we'll come there and get you from where you are. At least they prepare. But it's like a citizen right now, you got to convince the citizen, because this is the political side of play. I hear some people trying to blame Alex Cummings, but what Cummings just said, that is the process, the way you arrest. You sometimes create chaos. Because Liberia, we are fragile. We don't want people going in the street. And I will tell you, I have no problem with the police arresting. It is their job, investigate and arrest. You want to arrest them in the morning. Bring them to the police station and say, go home, bye. If that was during the door era, by this time, everybody worried because there's no internet. You say, they jail you, maybe you're not coming back again. So welcome, Andrew, and we'll just try to spice it up a little bit. And Jefferson tried to give us a little bit of play-by-play what went on yesterday concerning how they arrested Fonati Kofa. And political leaders today went to the central prison. And some people are saying now the process, that's what they have problem with. That the time you're arresting, you kept him the whole day. And you say, bye. Then you say, go and get him. But one of the info I got, which is, just don't take my word for that, that they say Fonati should. And you tell him to go home, definitely not going to go home because he can't leave his friends there. So if you have anything to say on this issue, Andrew, welcome again.
Welcome, Brother Kishan. I've been having some technical issue from my end. Two, I'm not so much in the know of what is obtaining on the ground. I wish I got the I got the details from Jefferson on the ground, but I will be following as you guys and go on with the issues. But I think that surrounds the recent arrest and imprisonment of the former speaker. Am I right?
Yes, obviously.
Yes, yes, the former speaker.
Certainly, you're right.
Okay, so again, not to delay the process, as you guys, as we go further, I'll be able to be in the full know of things. But I have not really followed things. Everything I heard was more like hearsay. Even though when I come on this platform, I should be more informed about things on the ground. I still live here in the U.S., but I'm more concerned about what goes on in Liberia. But on a general note, these political issues, government in the past and then present, as to what we do, it's not all that matters. It's about the manner in which we do things. If we are doing things in terms of arrest, we should follow the legal procedure in that. And I would think that probably that's what the government did. But if you didn't do things properly, they're bound to be the public sentiments against that. They're bound to be,
Yeah.
the perception that you are doing witch hunting, or or how you call, like what we call some vendetta or personal vendetta. You know that the issue of this speakership in the you call it, from the Capitol building, have been of a long-standing issue, and then in the process of it came the arson that occurred at the Capitol building. So they're bound to be that high level of sentiment, at stake, that we have to be very careful as to what we do and how we go about it. Trust me, I am totally against any. I'm against anything that is criminal. I'm also against anything. I'm against violence. If violence to come about, we all need to be able to address things in a more proper manner. But if the law says that they have the facts at hand as to what the police have done, so be it. I think that's what matters most. I do not have a better knowledge of the situation on the ground, but I will follow as time goes by. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, and also I want to say those of you who will be making comments on our platform, I think we should be respectful of each other here. And instead of just saying it is nonsense, there's nothing is nonsense. When someone give their opinion, let them speak. But you cannot come on our platform and just think that what we're saying is nonsense, because your sense and my sense is not the same. When I give my opinion, respect my opinion, I respect yours. And I'm not even ashamed. I publish yours, what you just put up there, which is not a bad thing. But I just want to caution you, respect us. We're not going to block you, but just respect it. Let us have a civil conversation here. Like my brother said, like what his name, Sibongano. He said it right. He gave his opinion. I respect that. So let us please do that. So those of you who are listening to us, this is the CARE conversation with the vision bearer of the CARE Humanitarian Organization and the CARE Communication Network. And also, Jefferson, tell us how the roads issue in Liberia there, concerning across the bridge from where you come from, because I'm concerned about that area, the traffic and that place going all the way to go to whatsoever you want to go, Sierra Leone. So how the road issue when it comes to the Bourgeois Island?
And Jefferson, before you come in,
Mhm.
and Brother Kishan, we will see the kind of comments coming out all the time where people tend to insult people, say the worst while we are on air. As much as we accept your views, I've always told people in every interaction there will be a counter view. There will be counter views, but you should not go out of words that you tend to become very insulting to other people, because that tend to reduce you to a level of incompetence. If you lack of words, the best you can do, if you want to be able to discipline me, you have to be more disciplined to discipline me. But if you're not disciplined, trust me, my brother or sister, you can't discipline another person. So let us not take this thing personal. If someone expresses a view, try to look at what you consider to be a nonsense, take that norm from there and pick the sense from there to be able to say something better.
That's it right there. That's a very good one.
So that Mr. Kishe can learn from you next time. But when you are coming with the
Yes,
same
that's
thing,
it. Simple.
what is it that you are trying to teach? You teach nothing. So let's be very civil to each other, respect each other, and always have a very positive conversation.
Okay.
Okay, let's take a just 1 minute break. Jefferson, start putting your things together and concerning the road issue from I'm saying from Maryland, from all the way across the bridge to where you are right now, and how is
The Kier Communications Network presents Conversation with the Vision Bearer, a program of the Kier Humanitarian Foundation and the Kier Communications Network. Today is Sunday, and it's time for another exciting edition, full of surprises. Please welcome the CEO of the Kier Humanitarian Foundation, Mr. Christopher Kier. Joining us today are my co-host, Andrew Kier, and our distinguished panelist, Professor Suleiman Kamara. The four pillars of the Kier Humanitarian Foundation are agriculture, education, healthcare, water, and sanitation. Don't touch that dial. Grab your phone. Your comments and input are important to us. Help us help you. Be sure to share the show. Follow KCN TV on Facebook and subscribe to Kier Network on YouTube. And now, it's time to begin. I'm your host, Munir K. Keshin Jr., aka The General. Don't forget to join us every Sunday at 2 p.m. USA time and 6 p.m. Liberia time. Thank you very much for tuning in.
Not things that
Okay,
are
thank you very much.
Let
And
us
return it over
refrain-
to Jefferson.
Let us
Take it from there.
refrain from invective as we go along having a conversation. It is not prudent enough to always use invective. So it is always good as a patriotic citizen to be very much patriotic, like the word patriotic itself. So we should always refrain from these kinds of conversation, especially when we come into discourse. This is not a political platform. It is a platform that is meant to grow our country, to educate people. All right. So let us always comment positively. Let us comment things that will be in the interest of our country. It is not to create hate. All right. And so, General and Mr. Kier, welcome. As it relates to the rules and what have you. Before we talk about the rules, I just want to say this. Yesterday again, in relative to what we just discussed, there were some statements that were made by certain people, and especially coming from Chairman Baron Brown. He made some statements and it sparked public attention that they will go after, since if the police do not release Fonati Kofa, they will go after government officials and our children. And I think this is not a good statement coming from Baron Brown. And he came out on Facebook also and apologized. One of the government officials that were attacked last night, and I'm saying this on the radio because he's a friend, he's a brother, though he's a government official, the Deputy Director General at the Liberia Intellectual Property Office, LIPO, right? Last night, while on his way on the VOA road, according to him, one of a young man recognizes, they call him Clarence, he called his name, and then somebody, according to him from the other side, said, and a government official there, before he could make up his mind, according to him, he just heard a sound at the back of his vehicle, a photo, of which he posted. They broke his glass at the back, and he reported the case at the police. And when he posted that, there were several comments. Even he had conversation which he posted. People some guys went into his inbox that saying that you and your family will come in for you the next. So these are things that we should be very careful as young people. We should not allow politics to divide us. I just thought to weigh in on that. I don't know, General, Mr. Kier, if you have something to say to that as well.
Yeah, I will have to say something. I have to say something, and I will have to say something, and then we'll go to Andrew on that. And I just want to send a message out to our people. We got to be very careful what we say. We got to be very, very careful on what we take out and what we put on Facebook. And remember, in Liberia, you guys are not sophisticated enough. Sending me an inbox, and when I'm in Liberia, I can find you. Sending me a text message, I can find you no matter what. But now, if you come out and threaten government officials, and somebody take advantage and do something, the government going to come to you and want to discourage and condemn every Liberian. As much as these people are in jail, forget about the politicians who are going to speak out. Now it's the politics. You don't expect the other parties to agree with you. So it is their right to, but they know the law. They know that it is right or it is wrong or whatsoever. But you as a citizen, let us be very careful with the threats. We cannot divide ourselves when it comes to these things. Let the law take its course. Look, you might not like the law in Liberia, but the law is the law. We might disagree to say the law, oh, they arrested my friend. He's just your friend. But also, I am mad that why the place was put ablaze. That money should be gone to something else, but now we got to repair the Capitol building. So anyone who found guilty, they should be prosecuted. But let us just take our time. Even you want to arrest or I disagree with you, I should be very careful what I post and what I say to people. I'm not going to threaten nobody's life because of Fonati Kofa and others. I'm not going to threaten nobody's life because of Mr. Cummings. I'm not going to threaten nobody's life because of Boaka. We are all Liberians and we must live as a Liberian. We just been put on the Security Council, non-permanent representative on the Security Council. Then look at what's going on. We got to show example. And let me tell you guys, there is no cash value in it. It's just a morale that we're part of this thing with big boys now. We'll start discussing security matters when it comes to Africa. So come in, Mr. Kia. Maybe you can add your own on.
Well, the Liberian Civil War that was fought, and I always told people at the end of the war, with the violence we've gone through for 14 years plus, with a population of pretty close to 250,000 that got killed during the war, with that level of violence in our society and the depletion of our own population, the question will be now, what was the lesson learned? What was the lesson learned, for each other? Is it about sentiments to be created again in terms of hate and how we get at each other, we're getting even with each other? Now, in the face of all that is going on, what again now being placed to test is the government of the day. Mm-hmm. The government, the leadership of the day has to be more cautious in what they do in the confines of law. The government of the day has to be more prudent, very proactive, and being very careful as to how people execute even orders. But all of that has to be within the confines of law. All of us have to remain very not only positive but peaceful. And in how we engage even the resolution of conflicts or issues that come about, be it criminal or whatever civil matter, all that we have to do is to exercise caution and proper leadership. Now, words matter a lot. Words matter. I heard you talked about, I think that was a former lawmaker, Baron Brown. Is that him?
No, a former candidate, a representative candidate.
Former candidate.
He's a media advisor. He was a media advisor to former Speaker Kofa in the office of.
Okay. The Baron Brown name rang bell.
We talk about the sentiment now. The sentiment part.
Yeah, I thought it was my friend and brother who I knew from Grand Bassa County, the former representative of Bassa, I think.
No.
Okay. Now, be as it may, whichever Brown, the fact of the matter is that all of us are in this for a peace. All of us have a role to play. Everyone is a peacemaker. What you say means a lot. Now, if you can't help the process, don't hide the process. That's what I always say to people. When you come to a forum or you come to an issue, or if there is an issue to be resolved, the question you should be asking yourself is, what can I do to make things better? Yes, the worst will happen. Yes, things will go not the way you want them to go. But the question remains, your role must be positive to solve problems. Your role should be more educating to solving a problem. But if you come to add fuel to a fire, then why do you hold people responsible for doing it wrong? Our society by now, after the 40 years of civil war, we all should be advocates of peace. In fact, we should be the peace bearer in the whole of West Africa for what we've gone through. We are all brothers. If the conflict is over with, even if President Bouakai leadership is over with today, the new leadership that comes in, you don't need Ghanaians, you don't need Sierra Leoneans to come and lead Liberia. It needs all of the Liberians. So we may have our differences, but let us focus on the issues. Let us focus on what affects us and divide us so that we all find a positive role to solving the problem. Liberia, like Brother Kishan said, and he recently, in fact, I was in church today, and a brother engaged me about Liberia now being placed on the Security Council. No, it's not Liberia, it's Africa now on the Security Council. In fact, it's our first time, something that is far belated. But what it does for Liberia and what it does for Africa, or for me, for Liberia is in a very, very hot seat, a very critical seat, a very position where we would take an example from there that other Africans will follow. Everything that comes out of us must be for the interest of Africa, must be for the interest not only for Liberia, but what will benefit the whole of Africa in terms of peace in the global community. That's all we pray for. So people at home and everything we do in our own country, trust me, brother, people will be looking for an example from within and outside where we represent the country. So I wish all of us to stand in that direction, to making sure that not only Liberia represent that maturity for peace, but Africa for a signal for peace. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr.
All right,
Chair.
thank you very much, and welcome, CEO. And we just the CEO just got in.
How you
He
doing,
came from
guys?
out of town.
Great, man. Great. How you
just got in,
doing?
so
Good evening,
welcome.
CEO. Good evening.
Good. How you doing, guys? How's everything? I was watching. I was driving from
Yeah, we just
coming. I was watching the show, so I made it on time. Although I'm like 30 minutes late, but better late than never. So I'm here.
Great.
yeah. So there are a lot of things trending in Liberia today, and when it comes to politics and whatsoever. But we just caution our people to be very careful how we present it, because one little statement can put 10 person in the street or put whole in the street.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, just one little statement. I'm against this. So if Mr. Kishan is so popular, the next thing Mr. Kishan friends then want to go against certain things. But let us have an open mind.
Yeah.
I can disagree with my leader. I said it again, and I will stand with it. The police has the right to investigate and arrest. And I will say it. Sometimes you look at the situation before you arrest. If you think this situation will cause a chaos or to confuse the public, don't look at the power. Let it go. In America, they can put me to a different prison and put a government official. It happen all around the world. They say crime do not respect anyone until you are found guilty. Then they strip you off or whatever. But please, let us be careful. The law is the law. They went to central prison. Some people are giving different opinion. And some people told me that, Funati Kofa, they allow him to go home. But he said, no, he said, I'm not going home. I will stand with my friends. So he decided to stay. That he's right. But if Funati Kofa was going to leave, and why you arrest, then they allowed everybody to go. So all kinds of information coming out when it comes to this thing. But when you see other opposition going there to defend him, yes, they are opposition. It is their right. They tell you, say, because of X, right, the way you did it, you kept us from in the morning to 6 o'clock, and you say go. By the time I didn't ready to go, they said no arrest. So right there, you confuse the public. And what do you think going to happen? Thank God it's not something to do time where there's no internet, there's no radio. But let us learn to respect leaders. When they tell you that we disgrace president, we kill them, we continue to do it. Let me tell you, a leader will always be a leader. We must respect them, and they should respect us too. These are some of the things I want to just clear. But we owe loyalty to no one. We're not speaking for anybody. We're speaking at least for us to be able to get some of the facts. You got anything to add on, SEO? Then from there we can go back to Jeff, and then he tell us about the roads coming from the place there.
Yes, I think you were
want to add on,
discussing.
CEO? Yeah.
Yeah, you're discussing some political issues in Liberia concerning the speaker. For me, I got like I don't have anything much to add, but this is just the issue that we have on our hands in Liberia when it comes to the unfair landscape of political or establishment of situations in Liberia. Like you can get away with anything pretty much in Liberia. So I don't have my head when it comes to seeing justice being done in Liberia because the landscape is not tilted in a very fair position for anybody, even the citizens, the lawmakers. So I don't weigh in a lot. I don't waste my time when it comes to that because, like I said, my position has been the Liberian people. The Liberian people have not been treated fairly by the political leaders. So I will always speak for the Liberian people. Somebody in jail does not, a political, person in jail does not do me any good to speak any, good or evil of them. But I just wish him well here and family. But all I'm trying to establish here is the Liberian people they deserve better and need some better treatment from their political leaders. That's all. And this has been my stand on this platform on the show all along. So that's it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yep.
See you. Thank you so much.
And Andrew, before we go back to what his name, they had a video on Facebook, video where they were taking mattresses. I think 3 or 4 mattresses at the central prison.
Yeah.
He said Funati family, I think, carry mattress. And to be frank with you, if I'm saying that, guys, please don't blame me. If I was the chief at that central prison, the mattress will not go there. You know what? Nobody in there get mattress. And if I was Funati Kofa, I would tell them to send it back. It's good that they are in there too, in a sense, to see how central prison look like. Even you can't get a man a comfortable place, but let the man get something to sleep on. But now we say, oh, prisoner, the police allowed the family people to get a mattress. But you want to tell me that, well, the law is the law.
Are you talking about the prison privilege? Like a law, somebody like
the prison privilege.
Yeah. Why are you even jailing the man if you ask him to bring mattress and other things? Why are you have to there anyway?
The man family carry mattress, and but some people say, well, nobody above the law. They see when they are common criminals. But if you say they are common criminals, then why are you sending mattresses to them and fan? They carry fan up. The only thing they couldn't get out because I think they were looking for portable air condition, but they couldn't carry it. So, you see, listen, the law is the law.
On Friday we saw the former speaker. Funati Kofa had to brush in your hair. Oh, he said so. He was already prepared to. He had a toothbrush in your hair that you were taking to.
Anyway, please tell about the road coming from the bridge because I'm concerned about that road. That road now damaged our cars and especially the Kia car are so low, just like one racing car. So let's see what's going on with that road. What about that road, my man?
Yeah, so again, the road where the quota stop is still at what we call Star Motel. That's where the quota stop. But they've laid, they put some dirt, they put some rocks, they covered right there after Star Motel between Resto, there to Toyota garage. But then here's the thing. I don't know why this is happening or why it happened. We can't tell, but maybe the Ministry of Public Works and the contractors there, MDMC will have to tell the public why. Because initially, the stretch of the road, that particular Toyota garage there, they left Toyota garage, and so in between there the road is very narrow because I thought the road would have taken all the way, but they left Toyota garage and they just made that place very small. But as of now, there's no quota, but they have done a little work which makes the road pliable a bit, because even while driving now, though there has been a heavy downpour of rain since yesterday evening up to now, there has been a heavy downpour of rain while driving, coming to the office, no water on the road, like the way it used to be. You can ply it easily as far as Logan Town Cinema, all the way to only in between Logan Town Cinema and that of Mesurado compound there, so you have a little, slow movement. But I mean, the road is not that bad like before, but you can move. You can move. But I think they slow it because of the rain now. We're
Well,
in a rainy season.
according to them, they say it's temporary. They say the real work will start maybe next year, but
Yes,
the road is still underwater. Although the
it's still
pavement
on.
is still underwater. It's no disrespect to Liberian engineers, but remember it's done by Liberian engineers. And the former governor of Minnesota made a joke one time. He said the guys that build the bridges in Minnesota, they are all Irish people. Then he did a day. He said he did hand like this because they say Irish men like drinking. They call bad. So I hope people in Liberian making it. They're not doing it well, but they got a Panayon rent near them too. But anyway, let's say this again. I will come back. Our people, I don't know if the government is doing a real or good job when it comes to PR or some of the work that they are doing. Or again, is there jobs in Liberia for our people, or our people just naturally lazy, or they're just looking for special jobs? Maybe they're looking for white collar job. Even if you don't know nothing, you just want to work in the minister office as office boy, and you wear your coat suit and you still just an office boy. But I heard about this egg company called American Egg Company. Apart from the one that the Liberian government trying to do, it might be the biggest one. They in Bomi Hills, and they produce what 1 million eggs a day. They call it American Egg Company. You won't tell me nobody want to work in that egg company, or some people just feel I can go there will be checking egg, or a university student can be a supervisor, or labor ministry not doing the right thing to say, listen, we're looking for people. There are jobs with X, Y, Z. What you think the PR from the government doing a good job, Andrew?
Well, again, at the end of the day, sector by sector, in terms of like, uh, say, NIC, the National Investment Commission, or even the whoever is a representative in our region, and then the Ministry of Information. Every progress that this government is making, and every engagement that is being made for the social services to its people, if you do not market it, people will feel that you're not doing anything. And then the good news is
Yeah.
even hitting. And then what ought to be done in terms of fair play, or how the people get served in our region, or any other region for that matter, it becomes more difficult. So in terms of PR, I would say, that's up to the government. If you do not say much to the people, and that's why we say, come to the radio. There are a couple of things that you are doing in the back that are not known to the Liberian people, and people are just there and saying the worst on the radio. Of course, you don't have control over what people say about you or what they think about you, but as a government, hey, this is a government that inherited a lot of challenges. You're not going to fix everything overnight, even for the 6 years that you will be there or beyond. You're not going to fix all the problem, but there should be that progress report at every milestone that we achieve. Look at the issue of even you call the electricity issue, the power, as to what they're doing. There are a lot of things that the government has they've been able to set into place, but the feedback to the people that you serve, sector by sector, be it agriculture, be it whichever area. I mean, even in terms of investment, come out and just be able to give that progress report, maybe on monthly basis. Let the people know and see exactly what you're doing. It would tend to also be able to close out the misconception from people and the hearsay, the bad morphing. Government is doing a lot. I must be able to say that they are doing a lot, that I've heard from very close friends of mine who are in government. And like I said before, I trust this government. But if you do not, do what you promise to do for the people have the right to come also against you in terms of criticism. So it's left with them through the Ministry of Information and other sectors to be able to unveil to the Liberian people what you are doing. Give them that progress report, challenges that you are going through. Let people know that when we are all on the same page, trust me, it will sell your government better with a lot of interventions. Thank you.
Yeah.
So Jefferson, let Chris come in. Yeah,
Yeah, let me get
go ahead, Chris.
what Andrew said. So I learned that the government is actually trying to expand the streets or the road from is that Clarendon area into Central Monrovia.
I
They,
think
they,
Yeah,
yeah,
they,
that's
from
what yeah.
Longitown, from Bushra
they-
Island,
okay, for Bushra Island.
from
They
Sequoia
need it. They
Bridge,
really need it.
to Freeport.
And breaking down people's homes and threatening them to break down their homes, right? Is the current project direction they actually go on. But what I was saying, I was telling a couple of my friends like what is a good thing or whatever it is, but some of the disappointment when it comes to, for me, like I don't know. I look at everything on a business level, right? What good will it do for this country? We have projects. The money you take in to even do this expansion of roads or other thing in that crowded Monrovia. Why can't there be a project to relocate and spend that money somewhere else and stop looking and have that ability to think out of the box and say we need to redirect our funds to up to doing putting a new capital in place to decentralize Monrovia. Why we keep if that's the only land that God assigned to us in that place to have it and to be called our capital? We have funds. That's what we're saying. Money is not our problem in the country. If we can do that, the money we can take it to divert it to another project. If we have the ability, I was just reading something on Senegal's or hydroplane or the request under the Kokumba, some on hydro electricity request that they made was 288 million that they request they had the proposal to the international community to help them to be to have their own hydropower. I think it will be, in fact, everything will be completed in 2025. But what I'm trying to eject into this the discussion is you have to come up with a plan, right? If you don't come up with a plan, if you're sick, you have to come to the doctor and say, doctor, I'm not well. Can you help me? Then the doctor will develop a treatment plan for you with other nurses and other what's the name to build a team in helping you, nurses, social workers, and other people, help in the healthcare field to help you to come to address your medical situation or your problem.
Mhm.
This is the same issue we have as Liberians, as a country. We have to have a leader that will develop a plan and say, this is what we want to do. This is our plan in the next 6 to 12 years. We want the international community to come in and help us. This is what we can do from our end. Can you guys, you can write it. There's a lot of countries are waiting to help, other countries to build themselves, to donate. If you don't have anybody to give these proposals or to establish this, to open these dialogues or discussions, this is where it leads to. People that have limited thinking. You want to expand more. How much of an expansion can you do right in Monrovia? You're breaking down people's houses. Like that's the only land you have to even build anything on. And that money you could take it and put it towards a new capital, new location, and start building government, infrastructures, and people will start, other people from different countries will start, want to invest into your new capital. By the time you look 6 to 12 years, you have a brand new capital. But everybody that goes in there, they have no vision of doing anything like that. So I don't want to talk about government is doing well and it's expanding. That's nonsense. To me, it's that complete nonsense. I don't want to be part of that. And I'm not giving anybody credit to say why they're doing well. There's nothing they're doing well. That's like zero. I call that like no critical thinking. And they don't have any plans of doing anything for this country. So I don't want to waste my breath or waste my time. Like I said,
so it's like 10 minus 10, 10 minus 10 at 0. Eh? You did 10 good.
It's not even zero. Yeah, in the negative.
So this guy said the government doing good in everything. They're doing good in city. They're doing good in everything. They're doing the good. They're working, but at the guys of God, eating too.
Yeah, probably so.
But anyway, I want to bring a guy up here. I just tell you, I went to John and Jerome Cummings, one of the guys who and renting and using our airways and he's a journalist, a very good journalist, and he's been in the business for long. So maybe he'll come and weigh in about the labor ministry issue and other stuff, some national issues. But anyway, CEO, you are 100% right. We are not happy to where we are. Let's be honest. The only people that are happy right now, you know, Chris, Andrew, are people who don't really know Liberia. Maybe they were born in 2000. There are people in Liberia today who never knew that we had telephone in the street of Monrovia. They never knew that we had lights. I was actually going, although it was the other part of the country, the right lights were supposed to go. Some people never knew, certain things they don't know because they're so simple. When current comes, say, "Whoa, we got current," But
Yeah, can you imagine?
it's so sad how they did it before and how we're doing it now.
So
What they were
again,
doing better, or we never just knew what was going on, or we're just depending on handout, or what we were depending on, or we're just spoil our people because that rice to hold our stomach and take pay on time. Maybe we don't know.
Yes.
But now,
Andrew,
every year
Andrew,
things change. You came to this country, America, it was
Andrew,
$1.
Andrew, you know better
Yeah.
than what I'm trying to say here. Like you have to have somebody that will be in the front line of this. You have to develop a plan, and the international community is waiting for you to see what you can do. If you come to them with a plan and proposal, they got their own construction engineers that they can even assign to you. They will pay. They will finance everything. Okay, well, if you don't have the plan, how can somebody help you? They ask you what you want to do, like zero. Somebody want to help you if you come to them with your plan and say, well, this is what I want to do for the next 6 to 12 years. This is my proposal. This is what I want to do. This is how I want it to be. And can you help me? You'll see the tons of countries that will pump money into the project. But our people, they don't think out of the box. And that's the frustrating part about it when it comes to Liberian politics. Well, I'm going to waste my time.
so
We have to have a leadership that will do that for us to move forward to have these discussions. And nobody's doing it. And so go ahead.
today,
Come,
so
Andrew.
yeah, so today is a little open forum to discuss a few things. As a partner in progress with government, we are there also as one of its shock absorbers with respect to putting smile on the faces of people. So we try to also spice things up and try to question a lot of things that the government is doing. Like I was seeing from the onset, and I get the frustration from all of us as to what's our expectation from the government. But I would think that you and I may not have the details as to how slow things are going and what could be the bottlenecks. So it takes these key government functionaries like the Ministry of Information, okay? And then we have also been dwelling on the issue of agriculture. We see the challenges that our people are still facing in the field. We see other sectors then also like my own friend and brother Mo Ali, his sector, water and sanitation. I would think that, and not necessarily just the station alone, but if most of the people come out to represent the government at certain point in time, be it quarterly or monthly, to dispel the concerns that Liberian people have. Where are we? What is it that you guys have been able to put into place? What are efforts that have been made? What is the progress? Because the guy in Maryland may not know it. The man in Cape Mount might not even know it. Even me in the U.S. might not even know that. So that's where the government's arm in terms of public relations. I know you're not coming to even sweet talk anymore, but the reality will be known to us. If these things are well spelled out, sector by sector, even investments that have come in, where they are in an embryo stage, whatever it is, what are the bottlenecks? Where do the Liberian people stand to benefit? I see the other day the president was in Nimba with ArcelorMittal. I see the iron ore moving in raw content where they're going. When we take out all of these raw materials, they go to other countries, they come back to us 1,000% in finished products. Guess who's losing on that? It's Liberia. What do we say as a nation? Are we there to sell out our raw materials? How many years that we haven't done this? Another company that I worked for 4 years, It's Firestone. Now, can you now be able for Firestone can ever stand and tell anybody what has Liberia benefited from that other cash crop? Not even a plastic bag or rubber slipper or
Yes.
anything of any finished product from that particular commodity. But
Right.
yet Liberia sells away it's other major cash crop that is grown widely. We were the first country in the whole world with the largest rubber plantation.
Yeah.
Malaysia has just joined and took the lead.
Yeah.
But I'm saying my concern here is that government or leadership in Liberia, what are we doing to benefit our people in terms of added value to all of the resources that we have, to every opportunity that is in our country? Leadership after leadership, we have not seen the change.
Yeah.
Even whatever the government might be doing now, we saying avail yourself to the Liberian people. Tell us what you've been doing for the last 1 or 2 years where you've been there, or else everyone has the right to be so angry and lash out to the government.
Yeah.
Minister of Education, come out and explain yourself. Explain yourself on these radio stations. Come and talk to us. That's all that we want, you know.
Yeah, you are right, and Andrew, the frustration is there. Like some of us, like when I listen to Chris, it almost like you running an NGO in Liberia and you looking for people to come in partnership from government that will help you just to speak to the people. You must pay them. These are some of the things we're talking about.
Oh,
Other countries, government supposed to invest, subsidize most of these things. Well, yes, they're not doing it. But business people go to Liberia, they're frustrated. They pay more. They treat you as if
mhm.
it's an entitlement,
Yeah.
something that you try to bring into because they don't have in the country. You spend $5, they're telling you should pay another $5
Yeah.
to
You got it
free
right.
it. And, you know, and sometimes if you're careful, that money will not even go into government coffers. That's what we're talking about here today.
Hmm.
But the government doing things that they need to let people know, and we
Yeah.
need to tell the government what they are not doing. We owe the Liberian people;
Oh,
they deserve better. We need the dignity of labor. We need to tell our people to look for jobs. And also, we need to encourage businesses to advertise. When you get these jobs, you advertise them. Say, listen, I'm looking for people. But the air company I'm talking about today, I never saw one ad or sample around. So what they do, maybe they're just shipping it out of Liberia. And I said, they're not doing nothing. So when you talk about Firestone, they took all the rubbers out. We don't know where the rubber going. But all we see, tires coming back in the country and expensive. And our own rubber. And our own
1000%.
thing. We
Your
got
own
everything.
thing.
So the only, yeah, with
How will not remain
your
poor?
own thing, they use it. They bring the iron back. You can
Yeah.
open one. What make you think they can open a tire company in Liberia and ship it out of Liberia?
Or a steel,
Yeah.
You know what I'm
or
saying?
steel
But
factory.
now
Or
if we
steel
get
factory.
yes, and even if we try to do that, don't be surprised. Even some of our own citizens, because but they don't know that, Andrew, because we put these people in a bubble to keep them right there. We prefer them remain like that, and we give their hands out, and only certain people going to benefit from these things. There's no patriot in Liberia. We have not seen a patriotic citizen and our accountability that and patriotism. When I say everybody that mean. You get money. Look at our rich people today. Show us the business that they've been doing. They are all former government officials. That is the frustration. That is why when Liberians ready to talk, we say, "What do you do? One little good thing." We say, "No, you do nothing." But if you went to the casino and spent $2 million, you lost $2 million, and you go there today and win 500,000, you don't do nothing because you didn't cover your $2 million yet.
No.
So Chris got it right to say, "Listen, they weren't doing nothing.
Mhm.
We want to
They don't do
see
nothing.
schools.
I mean,
We
what
want
they
to
have to
see
praise?
agriculture. We
What
want
they
to
have to
see
praise?
water standing. We want to see our people drinking clean water.
You know?
Yeah.
Do it one at a time. Do it one at a time. Let the people see what's going on. But you know, in our brother, love, oh, roads, they're doing the roads. Yes, it's good. But then when we look at countries, they just doing road. The first thing he did, human capacity. How the man will feed himself. They said dry meat sweet. Boy, you be eating the meat get dry. That mean you get a small job. Let the man be doing something while eating on the big one. They get short term and long term. These are some of the things. That's why the frustration is there, Andrew. You know, like you want to speak. And for us, we that continue to run our mouth is easy. But some people who say, you know what, I'm not gonna waste my time to see what's going on. But we want to be part of the people who make things happen. They get three group of people. They got one that can say, let me see if they will make it, sir. I just watching and then they will make it. Then they get some people who say, when they make it, I will join them. Then they get the one that who say we'll make it.
Yeah.
And the one who say we'll make it, they're not blending.
Yeah.
And they're frustrating them. But I don't want to get there like this. So hey, by the time they cross the river, I'll jump behind there. Say, man, you can't do nothing, man. So please, Liberian people, look, you, the ball in your hair, you the one got to make that call. I know you're hungry, but you got to make that hard sacrifice. Freedom is not free. You got to deprive yourself. Stop taking the people beg or rest. Start taking the people $5. You maybe to spend $200,000 when I win. I got to get my $200,000 back. And so I'm telling you, and another business. Ask them this every time you got to serve. Look, it's frustrating, man. We'll talk with him. We pray. Let's respect our leaders. Liberia, if we don't see it, we want for our children to see it. It should be a better place. Let us come right back. Let us be honest to ourselves. Seriously, let us be honest to ourselves. A lot of good people out there don't want to go to Liberia. A lot of good people making money. Yeah, they're just putting chicken change in Liberia because we ourselves are encouraging them. You go there, the government official want to eat from you. They won't eat from you. They won't share in your business when they even put 1 cent in there. We say that because we send them witnesses. We are witnesses to these things. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's our country. We will continue to support Liberia. We'll continue to support it. I want to make the disclaimer here again. We owe no loyalty to nobody. We open for business. UP, if you want to come by on time, come. We'll take your money. CDC will take your money. ANC will take your money. Come and talk to the Liberian people. But we no one owe us no political money in this thing here. The owner, he's not running for nothing. Because he got to maybe be old before he run. That means he retire now. That means he can't work again. Because I think
What you know,
as the best, you know. Yeah, no, when you retire,
why would I even think about running in my young age? In my young age, I did not run in my old age. I would go get my blood pressure up more.
I tell you what.
We're not taking that. That's what we beg you. We want to help the Liberian people, but they don't help us. But at the same time, we are Liberians. We got the right to speak out. We're not criticizing no individual. When we criticize the government, we're not talking about individuals.
This is healthy criticism.
Because companies do not go to contribute to individuals.
Not disrespecting anybody here. So that's it. Without disrespecting, it's good. It's a healthy criticism.
But no, any company go to a country because the government is honest. Yeah. The government is good, not because of one man. So because Andrew is so nice.
If somebody not doing anything, you like them to do something, they're not doing it, say the truth.
Andrew,
as long as you're not disrespecting them,
nice guy, man.
or whatever it is.
I want to go to LeBron open business because Andrew is a nice guy. Andrew just scared to get you there. Okay.
Jeff,
so Jeff, come in. What any breaking news there? Open the line. Any breaking news from Central President?
Oh yeah, from President. Yeah, former President George, you have visited. His lawmakers today. Those fanatical fanatics. He went as Central President today, and also on yesterday, which I forgot.
In jail too.
Yeah, this is when you do
My best way, no.
I think when he came to the United States, I met with him and he wanted us to do some business.
See what about that?
Just for the record, Andrew, do you consider these political? Are they political prisoners or what kind of prisoner?
My man, they are prisoners.
They open the line one for Andrew.
Abu Kamara is there. DCCO is there. Yeah.
Abu
there.
They say Abu Kamara pressure well high.
Go ahead. Now what?
I know. And that's such a family, my man.
And before I open the line, CEO, the people, Liberians are very concerned about the entrance registration fee. They say, why you carry to the graduate level, only undergraduate?
You gotta start from somewhere, bro. You can't get all on the
You get a first degree, then you want second one for all again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell them to student loan to the government.
Yeah, Yeah, folks. So this is the conversation with the Vision Bearer. We here on Care Radio 95.9, and of course, it is a Sunday in Liberia. The numbers are 07779599590
Okay, wait,
077959959. The lines are already flowing.
Jefferson,
Yes, General.
Jefferson,
Yeah,
Jefferson, tell the people anybody who call and give a good point. We will
yeah.
cast a vote here. If the CEO say yes, I say yes, then Andrew say yes, they will get the entrance fee. But if we say no, you need two. Either two agree. If three say no, you're on your own. We want you to give us something good. Give us a good point. Don't cost no costing, but give us a good point. If you really want to go to University of Liberia, if you want to take the entrance, we're talking about people who want to take the entrance. Let them call now. People who want to take entrance, let them call.
Yeah, so the
And
lines
so
are
far,
already blinking.
I mean,
077959959 plus 231-886-681198. Let's go to the line and get this first person. Good evening. Good evening, Yanni. Yeah, this is Kia Radio 95.9. CEO, can you hear? General, can you hear the caller?
It's
can
low.
you increase the volume, please? Can you increase the volume? It look low.
Is it okay now?
Go ahead.
You you say you want the CEO to help your two children?
Yeah, guys, that's listen.
Okay, I think he's listening. The CEO, did you get him?
Yeah, it's too early now. We get discussing. This is that put everything on hold for now about any assistance. This is just discussion we're having, right? So let us have a healthy discussion and forget about
Okay.
children's school
Let me
fees.
get this
and
person.
whatever.
Good evening.
If they can come to the station, we can address that. But this is just discussion we're having. Okay, so
Okay.
take his
Go ahead,
number
let's hear
down. You can come to the station and we can have a discussion on that. But this is
You're
not.
live. Let's hear you. Sarah from Do Community. Go ahead. You said what? You want to be part of the entrance registration? What do you know about Kia Humanitarian Foundation? What do you know about the foundation, Kia Humanitarian Foundation? Yeah. Mm. Okay, just call your name. Call your name. Call your name quickly. There are others on the line.
Actually, you can reset the SSO.
Cyrus Toby. What's your number?
That's a college.
0771
Inspector college student.
44
Yeah.
34.
Yeah, Chris, Chris, Jefferson. We get the man too low, Jefferson. We're not hearing the people. We're not hearing the people. What the man say? The man say he want to take the entrance too?
Yeah, the man said he wants to take the entrance, so I asked him. Let me get this one so you can get in. Good evening. Yeah, come to the station. Just take after the show. Call this number. Come to the station. Call this number after the show. Good evening. Good evening. You're live. Your name and where you call from.
Oh, Tara, I got Jaron. Let me bring him up.
Yeah, Jaron been waiting for the long years, my man. Oh,
Hey, man, I forgot.
that's Reverend Cummings, right?
Yeah.
No, this is a new presidential candidate.
No, I know that's not a person.
Mr. Kia, you want to mute your mic?
Okay, very good. Go ahead.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Zero
he
triple
made a
seven
very
nine
good
five
point.
nine 959 zero triple seven 959 959 0881 871 670 are the numbers you can use. Plus 231 886 681198. That's the international line. For those of you who are out of the country, you can use that number to call as well. General, okay, let me get this person through. Good evening.
Okay. Yeah, he get a very good point, and let's
Yes, good evening. General, have
just give
someone on the
them
line.
1 or
Good
2
evening.
minutes.
Melvina Dennis. Melvina, welcome. Welcome. Okay. Thank you so much, Melvina Dennis. This person. Good evening. Good evening. You're live. Your name and where you call from? Kelvin from Front Street. Go ahead. Thank you so much. All right. 0777 959 959 0777 959 959 0881 871 670 plus 231 886 681198 are the numbers you can use. Let me go back to okay, this person. Good evening. Good evening, you live. Andrew, you call from where? Let's hear you quickly. You have to change your location, Andrew. You're coming distorted. Go ahead. Interest registration. Who is this? What's the name of the CEO of Care Humanitarian Foundation? All right, Christopher Kia. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, so after the show, you should come to the station tomorrow. Yes, come tomorrow. Come
I
tomorrow.
want to tell
Yes,
the man to name the 3 panelists, the people here.
Come tomorrow about 10. Come at 10 tomorrow morning.
You tell the man to call everybody on the show name because the name on the boy here, then we'll know.
Why the man following by radio? All right, so you can come by
Yeah,
10
but I
you
did
and drive around Raleigh Market. Raleigh Market, you and drive. You see Kia Radio. Okay. This person.
Okay.
Good evening.
Who on to
We'll
the
take
phone
one more,
there
then we'll go
now?
to our panelists. One more person. Quickly. Let's hear you. Go ahead. William B. Son, you have to be audible. Let's hear you. You said, let me hold you there. You said you former representative to the what? Okay. You are counsel. Go ahead. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's go now to our panelist, General CEO, Mr. Kishen.
All right, thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. And welcome, Reverend Cummings. And thanks for taking part of your Sunday, because by this time I know what you usually be doing. And for those of you who listening to us, I got Reverend Cummings and not Alex Cummings, Jerome Cummings. He's always on the radio. He's a pastor, a journalist, and don't mind him, my small brother. I show you my preset older than him, don't mind. But he got too much wisdom. You got a man being friendly with plenty of people. You get all your friends there older than him. So, Jerome,
Yeah.
there are a lot of things going on in our country today. And something about labor ministry, about jobs in Liberia, and which government and the private sectors too, they're not doing what it's supposed to be. They're not advertising, they're not doing nothing. Everybody just doing their own thing. What's your take on that?
Well, Mr. Kishan, and to the CEO and my other brethren, and to the people of Liberia, from our end here,
Before you talk, CEO, that's the guy that on the radio.
in Freetlane, Minnesota. From Freetlane, Minnesota, I want to say good afternoon and good evening to all of you. There was something you said earlier on about the Ministry of Labor and the National Investment Commission.
Mm-hmm.
You see, Mr. Kishan, why it is true that it is the sole responsibility of the government to create that avenue, to create the avenue secure for investors to come into the country, so that the people can have access to jobs. But it is also incumbent upon those institutions, like you talk about the American Egg Company, You have Care Radio 95.9 in Monrovia. I want to believe there are other radio stations in the Tottenham area, the Cape Man area, that they could use to advertise their goods and services. But Mr. Kishan, what I noticed of lately with some of these institutions like the Meta Steel, the B Mountain, all these companies don't advertise at all. I read the papers, I look at the newspapers online. These institutions don't advertise at all. You know, the big advertisement take place with lawmakers, to be honest with you, in the sense that these advertisements only take place when the concession are being signed. When they're signing concession agreement, that's when people get to know about these institutions. But in terms of whether they are creating job opportunity for the citizens, like you talk about that air company, I mean, it will not hurt them to come to Care Radio to pay for prime time news adjacent, to, you know, to pay for these different airtime on Care Radio to advertise. Now I can call other radio stations because I want Care Radio to make some money too from these advertisements, but they don't do so. So if the labor ministry start to advertise for them, then they will have to pay the labor ministry to be advertising for them, where, you know, people can go find job. Then you have problem, because if I have problem with these institutions, I can't go to labor ministry, because labor ministry now doing some PR work and they're getting money, and the money they're getting, they will not want to provide the kind of services I need if I have problem. Take for example, when I was in the country in the media, even though it's a tough thing to do business with the UN, because the UN don't pay on time. As any media practitioner or media executive, the UN will not pay you on time. But we were getting contracts from the UN, and the UN will advertise in all of the papers, all of the local dailies. I was blessed and privileged to have a lot of contract with UNMIL and with different UN organizations in the country, including the two major GSM companies in the country. But here is where we put it at an equilibrium. Media institutions themselves got to look for the advertisement. They got to go after these institutions to make them come out to tell the public what they are doing. You understand? By that way, because Mr. Kishan, if, for example, Mr. Christopher Kia today make a huge donation to people living with disability, if that story appeared in the newspaper, front page of the paper, or maybe the earpiece or a quarter page of the newspaper, Mr. Kishan, Mr. Kia can pay for 1,000 copies, right, to be published. Do you know that the sale of the newspaper, the return will be more than the sale? That is a clear indication that our people don't read in the country. So the return of the newspaper, the return will be more than the sale. The people that will buy that paper will be few. Even if you took the paper to Nima or Ganta or Grand Bassa today or in Banga, the return will be more than the sale. So the people don't read. So that's why the media institution come into full swing to start to create opportunity programs. I don't want to say this, but let me say it, right? 99% of the radio stations in our country are centered around the Capitol building, the executive mansion, and cabinet ministers and political parties. So you want to tell me nobody making agriculture program? Mr. Kian here is a nurse by profession, right? But today in our country, there are medical malpractices taking place. How many nurses are on the radio talking about these things? How many doctors, how many lawyers? Yet we have a big case. How many lawyers are on the radio talking about these things? What I noticed is that people who are legal practitioners, when they appeared on these different talk shows, is to market themselves for tomorrow. Market the information for the Liberian people to benefit. So I tend to agree with Mr. Kia when he said, the more you talk, the more things continue to happen and our people are not benefiting. But we can put this at an equilibrium, like what you have. You talk about the roads, you're talking about job creation, you're talking about these media institutions. But Mr. Kishan, let's look at the government. Why Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf introduced the Mikan tete-a-tete? I will tell you why. When Charles Taylor was in power, Charles Taylor had something I call information hub. Yeah, before coming to Monrovia, they had this Niswa guy who died and his friend. These guys was
faculty.
Tier faculty, right? Dosla faculty or one of them.
Tier faculty, yeah.
Tier faculty. These guys were people that would play with information.
Yes.
But propaganda.
Yeah.
Then you had the Louis Brown.
Yes.
A few other people.
The Ellis Kuru, all of that.
That were playing with the information beyond in Banga before Case FN came to Liberia. But you will notice something after Taylor regime, right? Information dissemination, everybody were coming out speaking. But when Madam Sirleaf came, she created a program where all the public relation officers from the government will come to the Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism to be trained so that they can manage the dissemination of information. Mr. Kishan, I listen to you most often. You're asking government officials to come. Who told you these guys in government today don't know the strategy? Who told you they don't know how to come around the media institution? But from a reliable source, and they know nobody say this is wrong. They gave them money, but they don't want to spend the money with media institutions. They want to spend the money with few selective media institutions. So as a result of that, the people will speculate. And when the people continue to speculate, some of the speculation are true. So they don't want to come to Care Radio to spend the money. But Madam Sirleaf did it that way so that they can manage the information that was coming out of the government. Because after she won the election, 6 months after the election, the opposition said she failed. I had that contract by God's grace. I had a contract to do a PR for the government with all the cabinet minister to explain government policy. But Mr. Kishan, here you are running a big media institution. How many of the government officials come? The reason why they don't want to come is that they don't want to spend money. And it would take money to tell a vision. The lifeblood of any media institution is sales. But these guys don't want to do it. So as a result, the people are just speculating. And they're not getting the kind of information. But thank God for Mr. Kier and you. What you guys are doing is kind of quite different from what we did on radio. At least it will help to challenge people to want to go to school, to want to do something to improve their life, want to go to the agriculture sector. So we have a lot of problems in our country, but the media can play a pivotal role. Unfortunately for us, some of the young journalists coming after us, some of the pastors, young pastors, they're not reading, they're only reading the Bible, they're not following history, they're not, trying to do some research to get on top of things. And finally, you talk about the issue of Fonati Kofa, Dixon Sibo, Abu Kamara, and the other representative from Grand Juda. I can tell you this case can make or break Liberia. This case can make or break Liberia. Somebody said to me, Jiro, when you said this during Councilor Gloria Musu's time within CA, I said, listen, the reason why I said what I said at the time, Mr. Kishan, Liberians, and Mr. Kier, let's go back to what transpired to the late Chairman Judith Bryan. That story came as a result of the ECOWAS audit report. And there were big names, some of whom are representative today and senators. Their names were in that ECOWAS report. But who were the victim? Judith Bryan. That was a big case, but Madam Salif then played politics with that case, and they swept it under the carpet. I'll give you another case. The situation with the Saudi priest, $5 million. Who broke that story? I broke that story with the Saudi priest, $5 million. What was the money intended for? To print textbooks through Sabano printing price, to build a mini estate for internally displaced folks on the suffering Dwazon Highway, to be precise, in Mamba's time. And who was heading that project? It was the late Harry Green, Dr. R. Hassan Conte, now Ambassador Conte, Madam Mary Lorraine. When I got the story, Mr. Kier, it came from the people around the Saudi priest, $5 million. That money, some of the money was supposed to go to LRRC. Some was supposed to go to the Ministry of Education. And the rest will be with the government of Liberia to help our people. Mr. Kishan, that story, because of what transpired, Dr. Dan and the late chairman, Judith Bryan, almost got into a face fight. I had that document. I know who all names were in that document. I was on the air with the late Harry Green, Mary Lorraine, and Dr. Conte when workers from LRRC were both fighting their way with the security to enter the studio, that I was biased. Only for me to come outside to do an exclusive with LRRC to find out that money was intended for our people. So guys who were coming from Ghana and under this administration, if they were going to come from, if we were going to do what we needed to do, the people that came from Ghana, the Liberians that came from Ghana, was going to be repatriated to Mamba's town because that mini estate was going to be there. My brother, I talk about that case in their luck. So our country is such a way that every time you see a big case, you expect a litmus test. Let me give you one more Abido. There was a water pump purchased by Chairman Judith Bryan government. And the money was given to the late Dr. Nathaniel Richardson. Over millions of dollars to pump water from the hydro to supply Monserrado and its environment. Mr. Kier, when I broke that story, I came on the air. I did that story. Do you know I was asked to resign? If I don't retract the story, I should resign. So I went to see Dr. Nathaniel Richardson, peace be to his ashes. And he said, young man, if you don't apologize to me, they'll fire you. And I challenged him. I said, they can't fire me. If they fire me, I carry all the papers I have. And I'll go to court with the paper. And I never got fired. But who benefited from it? Nobody. The Liberian people had nothing. They bought the water pump. They got the money, no, but they took all water pump on the ship and spray it and made Chairman Bryan, the late, to go to the Freeport of Monrovia to dedicate a rotting water pump. So this story can make Liberia or break Liberia or set a precedent. A precedent in the sense that it's a test, another major test for the legal system. But I want to see whether it's going to turn out to be the case involving the late ambassador, not the late, but ambassador, what his name, from Maryland. He ran on the CPP. What his name? Oh my God. Dan Marias. Dan Marias. I can sit here all day.
From Maryland County.
From Maryland County. Different stories. So there's no need for the people to get in the street to go protest. I think what they need to do is to give the government a chance. I really want to see how far this story will go. I really want to see, because the director, police boss said they got audio, they got this. Then I'll say, but then what happened to Gifty Lama, Momboto, and others? What happened to Princess Cooper? I want to really see something. This shouldn't be something that we must be biased. This should be something that will be at an equilibrium. So, Mr. Kian, I want to say thank you so much, and Mr. Kishan, and my other big brother, and to the people of Liberia. We can sit here and
Yeah,
talk all
thank
day
you, Jerome.
different stories.
I can listen to you every day. And for those of you on the panel that don't know Jerome,
Nice to
Jerome
meet
will
you,
speak.
Mr.
We talk
Cummings. I've
every
been hearing about you, but
Yes, sir.
actually finally met
yeah.
you. So thank you so much for your
And
time and
he's a radio.
yeah.
Yeah, he's a radio man. And so now I joke and say he always say, he said, what the consultation fee? I said the consultation fee is that I'm talking to you. So but he understand it and he's with us. He's on the radio. But this guy got some stuff and he told me some things that today I can tell you that's how I trust people. You know, I will give a story when I call the name. When I came to him, I said, he said, Muni, don't waste your time being that person. You will hear the news. In fact, you don't speak to me. And at the end of the day, it came right back to the same thing. He's a man of God. He called me so now we pray together. And but he knows a lot about Liberia. He hang out with the big boys. He's a journalist, not John the list. So I'm happy that you're here. Maybe Andrew, you got something that he can add on. Maybe we don't leave now because we got to say something again about the non-permanent and representative and security council thing that some people, in fact, I will put it up now so you guys can weigh in. The same information they're not telling our people. Some Liberians believe that it's some $10 million sitting there now because Liberia is on a council they're going to get. And when I say there's no cash value, maybe that they go, wow, what's in it? Because they're not telling our people the truth. When we see the official themselves dancing, they're not on the Liberia on that list. I checked Facebook. I never saw nobody from Somalia dancing, but I saw our government officials taking the whole day off from in the morning to in the evening at the foreign ministry just for that one little thing. And I should have shut the government down. And you want to come in, Andrew, then we can go back to Gerald and then maybe Chris can put something in there. Why? Why? What the benefit? Is there any cash value behind this thing here? Are we getting money from behind it for this whole thing?
Yeah, so I want to also join the team to welcome Brother Jared Cummings to the discussion. This will not be your first or last. I know we'll have a lot to discuss together. I've seen a couple of podcasts that where you've been able to proffer a lot of good ideas, especially for our own country, Liberia. So all of this is needed to see how best we can help our own country. Our country is at a crossroads. I managed to also serve in Liberia, at a presidential appointment level, and I saw the challenges in government, and we stood up to other powers in the past. So I do understand that, and trust me, at the end of the day, this should not in any way, curb any of us into any level of tend to have a dress by dress from the problem. We have Liberia to deal with. We have our country to deal with. And the good thing about it is that we should also be able to talk from behind the scene to brothers who are in government. Even if they are not seeing things, they should see another way around with more cautioning and guidance, for the interest of our country. We've had in the past this level of censorship with information dissemination, and that in itself has not helped any government in the past, not even today, to even do that. Now, when you do that, you tend to create a privileged few society, which tend to even harm you and undermine your own leadership, and in the end, you do not achieve your goal. It's difficult. It's heartbreaking. It's very frustrating at times, but that should not in any way cease our desire to reaching out and telling these friends and telling people in government that we've done this in the past. If we still repeat the same thing, we will definitely go down the line like others have done. Now, the wind of change is blowing in Africa. I know all of you are sensing that, and that in itself should put Liberia on the alert. Now, this is a country that has a very peculiar history. in terms of even the so-called Western democracy that is being preached. We, as a country, were the conveyor belt as to how all of these countries got their independence. But when you look back to your own country and you see what is obtaining today with country that they've given independence to, there's a big difference. They've gone far ahead of us while we are still doing the same old thing. So this is a wake-up call in our society. With all that is going on, we should continue in the back to caution our friends. I see my old friend and brother Louis Brown is coming back into the UN. I look forward to seeing how best we can all discuss more things about Liberia and Africa. There is a lot that is happening. But if we do not serve our own people the right way, trust me, our president will hunt us tomorrow. And Liberians will not hesitate to definitely remove us from the scene tomorrow. So all of these are concerns to us. And I'd love to see you in the picture more and more as we discuss these things. I do know that this is a foundation. It has its own communication arm. But we can do this to be able to reach out to our Liberian people in how we can share positive ideas that will build our country. When Liberia is at peace, you and I will be at peace. When you are at peace, Liberia will be at peace. And that's the bigger picture. Every government official should be able to see our country going. We should speak in the ears of our friends who have gone astray or who are doing the wrong thing. See what is happening today. I know we'll talk about the Fonanti Kofa issue, but it tells you as to what we planted yesterday is exactly the things that are living after us today. We hurt our own country. Many countries in Africa are going far ahead. It's a challenge to us to see exactly where do we stand to move our country forward. I look forward to seeing how we can close the program more meaningfully. Thank you.
Okay. Chris, you got something to add, or you want to ask Jerome any question, or then we can go, and then maybe Jerome can speak on that, because I want to put in the seat as a journalist. I will ask him a few questions how he feel about radio station since he been what are different things.
I'm good. Yeah, go ahead.
Pass that down there.
Okay, he stay a journalist where he like it.
Please.
He stay a journalist. You know, he listen, and let me tell you, I can enjoy. You imagine a journalist go turn to be a pastor. You imagine how his sermon look like. The other day he opened up when the station went off. He asked me if they call us to shut him off. I tell the pastor that won't give all the lady something. But Jerome,
Yes.
and what you think is a good thing? Since 1966, 67, Liberia was on that council. Some people think that's the first time. And I sure Liberia have been trying to get on it. But thank God we are on it. If we don't perform, we'll get out again. Because other countries, we are 10 other countries along with us, 10. So we're not the only people. So what are some of the benefits and what you think Liberia should expect? Because now we're in the driver's seat. We got to show that we are ready.
Mr. Kishan, I love what Mr. Andrew Kier said earlier on. There is a wind of change, and it's blowing across Africa. 2.5 years ago, by prophetic revelation, I prophesied that there will be a rapid change in Africa in terms of leadership. And I spoke of the Guinean president that was overthrown. Just 1 week before they overthrew him, I came on the air and I said they will overthrow the Guinean president. There will be a change in Guinea. We talk about Sudan. We talk about the Kenyan election, the election in Nigeria, and what was going to happen in the Sahel. So for me, it's not strange. But let's look at Liberia. Are we getting to a place where we will experience the change we all been yearning for? The change that people said 300,000 plus. I said more than 400,000 plus people lost their lives. For this one change, this change. Not that we were not better off, we were. And I believe if it had not been for the Civil War, our country will be far ahead today.
Mhm.
Because we have some innovative, creative leaders. So this is an opportunity for us, for some of us who champion the cause of justice in our country. You sit on the Security Council now as a non-permanent member. The change that some of us want to see is not a change for people to dance at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs
I know.
to heal Madam Sarah Beslow Yanti. Because the last time I checked, when Madam Yanti was at the National AIDS Control Program, as the head, the only time they celebrated or they were more proactive was December 1st, War AIDS Day. Some people don't know. They just see some of these leaders, they think they are saint. They are not saint. They are not angels at all. Mr. Kishan, while we are sitting in this driver's seat now to make decision, like Mr. Andrew Kier said earlier on, is to set precedent for others to emulate Liberia's example or the example in Africa, because we sit in that position not only as Liberia, but we represent Africa as well. So what we need to do now is to make sure and be proactive on the establishment of War and Economic Crimes Court, to lobby with some of our partners and say, we need to set precedent in our country. If they do that, then I'll know that, oh yeah, they are ready serious to dance. But if you can't do these things and sit there for the next 2 years and come back to come dance 2029, I can't dance with you. I can't dance with you. So we sit in a very good position to set precedent in so many areas in our country, but people dancing, not even taking into consideration, okay, yeah, we got this seat. What impact is this now to the lives of people in compound number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5? And Mr. Andrew Kier said earlier on, information dissemination. It's now the responsibility of the Ministry of Information, Culture, and Tourism to start creating jingles in our different vernacular, explaining to our people this seat we got. What is the important? What do we stand to benefit from this? But I bet you, Mr. Kishan, the guys will come back to Monrovia. Probably they might have a big party. What you saw at the UN, a small one, or at the Liberian Permanent Mission is a small one. They will come and have a big party, but they need to put those things in different, maybe a dramatized monologue or jingles explaining to the Liberian people. They will not do it. You know why they will not do it? Because Ambassador Brown, who's not going to the UN or is not at the UN, was at the Ministry of Information, Culture, and Tourism on his turning over ceremony. He said the ministry was a sleeping giant. But when he got there, the ministry was sleeping. It was not alive. So there are a whole lot of things they need to do to explain to us, the ordinary people, so we know what they are sitting there for. On that note, I just rest my point here.
Okay, thank you, and Reverend Cummings. We'll take a quick break, and this foundation, the Parent Foundation, is the amazing care. So we're going to take a quick little break, and you can drink your water. And for those of you who are listening, the Care Humanitarian Foundation, the Care and Communication Network, the medical transportation of care, the seed money and real estate, the parents, the ma and pa for that created everything, is the Amazing Care. So let's just take a quick
This is Amazing Care Home Health Services. This is a home health agency. We send nurses and home health aides to patients' homes and take care of them, provide medical and non-medical services for them in their homes. So that's what we're doing. This is the office space where the the high-end process is rendered.
Also the assisting admin at Amazing Care. I've been with this company since 2014 when we were making nothing. And we were literally in the basement of our apartment. This is how growth have brought us this far. 2-bedroom apartment, and we were literally using the basement and the garage space to carry on this business. And because of growth, we moved here on 2019, and we've been here since 2019 doing this. And God has been so faithful along the way, and we're still going strong. You can see this is the office of Amazing Care. We want to welcome the Care Network in here.
The Care Communications Network presents Conversation with the Vision Bearer, a program of the Care Humanitarian Foundation and the Care Communications Network. Today is Sunday, and it's time for another exciting edition, full of surprises. Please welcome the CEO of the Care Humanitarian Foundation, Mr. Christopher Keir. Joining us today are my co-host, Andrew Keir, and our distinguished panelist, Professor Suleiman Kamara. The 4 pillars of the Care Humanitarian Foundation are agriculture, education, healthcare, water, and sanitation. Don't touch that dial. Grab your phone. Your comments and input are important to us. Help us help you. Be sure to share the show. Follow KCN TV on Facebook and subscribe to Care Network on YouTube. And now, it's time to begin. I'm your host, Munir K. Keshin Jr., aka The General. Don't forget to join us every Sunday at 2 p.m. USA time and 6 p.m. Liberia time. Thank you very much for tuning in.
Okay, thank you very much. We are back again from our break, and please don't forget to share the video, and don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook, and you will see us every day 2 o'clock in America and 6 o'clock in Liberia. The Care Radio is open to business. If you want your weddings, you want a funeral, birthday party, also do a T-shirt, you want to do programs, anything, just come at the Care place on UN Drive opposite the Barclay Training Center. So don't forget, we are getting there little by little. We're doing everything possible. We're getting views, and we're getting and suggestions and anything from people that maybe you're not hearing us too good. Just let us know. We will come back and fix it. Yes, we are trying, but we're not running competition on no one. We just want to be the best, and I sure we will be the best. Trust me, we'll take the airway. So, Reverend, you on our station. So how's our radio station doing? How's the station doing, and Reverend?
I hope my statement today would not make some of the young men don't have a job tomorrow morning.
Let's see.
But maybe you better go. Don't make somebody go. Yeah. Don't put somebody.
What I noticed is that if you talk to Kishan, I love to play around, and one of the people that got my attention all the time is Tuzon. I think he know how to relate to me with a first year in there, but I enjoy the cordial working relationship. One of them, I think is I don't know, I forgot his name. Another young man, but he usually would carry on the sports program. Sam, yeah.
Sam Mulba.
Sam Mulba. So I kind of like the two of them because I wanted to teach them some of the old tricks and the new tricks, but Tuzon stay around. So most often I would tell him, if you listen to me and you pay attention, I'll teach you some old tricks and I'll teach you the new tricks, because modern journalism now has taken a center stage of broadcasting. So from my own observation, as it relates to the radio, you're getting there. One of the things I was paying close attention to is that when I listen to radio stations, I want to see where the calls are coming from. Then I can tell you where you're going. When I started noticing the calls were coming from just from a particular area, they were not coming from outside Monserrate too much. Then I called Mr. Kisha and I said, tell me the spec of your transmitter. How many kilowatts? And he said, I said, how tall is the tower? He said, it's sitting over Raditown Market. And growing up as a little boy, when I lived on Center Street, South Beach, during the county meet, I used to sell Suntop in that market and around the market. So I knew the market. So I started laughing. I said, you guys need to do something so the station can go further. And then he told me that you were doing something. So I haven't listened to the news in its totality because most of the programs were off the air because you guys were making some adjustments. So the station is getting somewhere. It will take time to grow.
Sure.
It's not something that happened overnight. It will take some time. I mean, with small training here and there, you know, talking to the announcers and getting some people, I think the station is going somewhere. What need to be worked on is the phone lines, because as a communicator, when I talk to people, I love feedback. Trust me, I love feedback, and I'm big on sound. So, but most often, I think you notice the callers sound like they are in the hole.
Mm-hmm.
They sound like, but we can talk that beyond the saying, and we know what need to be done. We can talk about it. Mr. Kisha and myself have been talking. But besides that, the radio is getting somewhere. Some of the things we can't talk on the air, some we can talk as a family in the back. And I think the station is getting somewhere. And it's going to get better. It's going to get better. It's going. So the station is.
Since you on the air, now, do you have any questions? Do you have any question for our CEO?
Oh yeah, I just listened to the jingle, the 4 pillars. Let's talk about the issue of agriculture. What do your foundation want to see in the agriculture sector as it relates to the agriculture sector? Do you have any political ambition? You and Mr. Andrew Kier, because he was in government, because sometimes we see these opportunities a way for people to bounce back.
Maybe
Andrew, you want to go first, or you want
well,
Chris' answer is very short, so don't waste that time. Maybe Andrew will go all the time.
He's a talkative.
He will go all around and tell you yes or no.
Yeah, Brother Cummins, thank you again. And like I said, this should not be your last time, because I have a lot that I want you and I to discuss more to make it more impact. In terms of your concern, you said what do you intend to see, like in the agricultural sector?
In the agricultural sector, because these are things that we don't see on the radio most often or on television.
Yeah, you're right. I tell you, food security is one major concern this foundation is really key about. Food security, growing up as a family, we saw our parents as to what they were involved in. And the smiles that they put on the faces of people just for agriculture. All of us went to school growing up, we were like young folks who went through what we call child labor on our own families. But little did we realize did we know that what the impact it was to our own society from River G. And so for a brother of mine, he's the kind of very low, high-thinking type. And so when I saw him with his vision, it's like, once my brother succeed, I can also succeed, mainly to bring about happiness to our people. And so our concern about agriculture is meeting government halfway. No, we don't have it all, but it's about that advocacy in the agricultural sector. what it is that we can do to also meeting them halfway and creating that enabling environment for our people back home, not just the urban sector, but in the rural sector. How can we get our folks to improving even the small farmers' approach to things and seeing how we can make it bigger to a point that we can all create that means of putting food on the table. So agriculture became a very key concern to us. And that's how we are approaching things. We will be working with the Ministry of Agriculture. We're not there to undermine what they have as a function, but we are saying, how can you make it more better? They are the expertise in terms of an agency or government, but it's about those specifics, county by county. How can we get things done in a way that will empower our people, be it capacity building, be it other what we call inputs that can better be derived? Where can we meet people in that direction? And eventually we want to also serve as an example where you create means in the future with respect to even farm, we call the farm markets, and showing the example of how best agriculture can impact our people and benefit them. So that's just one of the issues maybe my brother will add, and then we have other pillars that we also focus on as well.
The reason why I asked the question is that if you look in Guinea-Bissau, if you look in Ghana and that of Ivory Coast and Guinea, we see today there are millionaires in the agriculture sector. Most often more people are now making more money out of what we call bitter cola. They're making huge amount now from bitter cola because of its medicinal purposes. I think maybe Care will understand where I'm coming from. My wife is a doctor, so sometimes I do some research, then I go to her and say, what do you think about this? She said, but these things, it's just that the quantity in which people consume in Africa. But she said, Gerald, do you know if people invest in the agriculture sector with some of these products or these agricultural products, they could make a lot of money. So when I listen to the jingle, and then this is a foundation, and Christopher being a medical person and you being around the government, that's why I wanted to know, what do you wish to achieve? And then let me go to Mr. Christopher Kier. You as a medical practitioner in this country, we see people train DSP, we see them train CNA. Now I see there's a health pillar in your foundation. And looking at your country, and I know you don't like to talk about the politics, but let's look at the health sector. From Doc Leati to TNIMA to the DUSA hospitals, the different hospitals, and you come, I heard Brother Andrew talking about River G. The last time I checked River G, the only billboard that was there for the Ministry of Education could make you laugh and laugh from now to tomorrow morning. What do you want to see in the health sector? Do you want to see more DSP, more CNA, more midwife in terms of the health sector in Liberia?
Thank you, Mr. Cummings. What we actually want to see going in Liberia, especially in the healthcare sector, is a modernized healthcare system, right? That we can compete with our neighboring countries or even the Western civilization. So our government officials coming overseas or going to nearby countries for treatment is actually, it's not actually fair to the country. That means that they lack the prioritization in healthcare. Health is wealth. I think we said something like that last time on the show when we were discussing healthcare. Health is wealth. So if you don't prioritize your health care system, especially that we have doctors, nurses that are working in our country and they are being underpaid. And a lot of our government officials, senators, representative ministers, taking home almost $15,000, $20,000. And doctors, nurses bringing home like $500, maybe $1,000 a month. So someone who is going to, look after your health You don't want to actually underpay them because they're going to compromise your health. It's people in this country, like the Western civilization, healthcare system, the doctors, the nurses, they really, make healthy salaries. So there's no way that somebody can, maybe a millionaire comes in and you're going to treat him differently than an ordinary person because the millionaire or the rich person has the financial leverage than the other person who does not have. So there will be no discrimination. What we want to see in our healthcare system is the fair healthcare system that does not discriminate against anybody based on the level of financial stability or whatever it is. We want to compete with our neighboring countries like Ghana and Ivory Coast and even the Western civilization establishment when it comes to healthcare. So we want to hold our government feet to the fire and say, you need to do better. First, prioritize, identify areas that you need to prioritize. Money is not our issue when in Liberia. It's not one of our issues when it comes to the poverty that Liberia face. Mm-hmm. So we need to prioritize our fund and our identity in making Liberia a better country. So it's just the
This is Care Radio 95.9. We here. We're experiencing a bad internet. Disruption here. That's right. Yeah. Okay. The network is bad. We're experiencing a bad internet glitches. Yeah, so the weather is not that good.
Is it buffering now? You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, the weather is not good. Yeah, the weather is not good.
Yeah, here too the same. I think my internet went off because I had it on my phone too. So yes, Mr. Cummings, to your question, that's all we're asking here is please, the government and government officials to prioritize health, the health care sector. That's all. So now when people get sick, we don't go running to nearby countries to get treatment, because guess what? You may not have the ability to get on a plane to go to Ghana, to go to Guinea or Ivory Coast for some surgical procedure. You may not make it. Let's say somebody have a heart attack and you need some blockage in your heart, and you need to have maybe less than 2 or 3 hours of surgery. Well, what time will you have to fly to go to the nearby country? And so that's one of the arguments that we actually trying to make our officials to come to the table of have a fair discussion. Let us do this. Let's prioritize our healthcare sector. There's no need to go to the nearby country or countries to get any medical treatment. We can do it we ourselves by ourselves with the help of our maybe the Western civilization or whatever, and other medical practitioner that comes from other medical practitioners that come from other countries to help us, both of our medical healthcare system. But what we're trying to do is, as simple as it is, let us identify areas that we need to prioritize: the healthcare, education, and that's the reason why we have our 4 pillars. The 4 pillars it's just a bad working process. But we have other areas that we can identify, like security in Liberia is a very paramount when it comes to investment. There's no investor that wants to invest in any country if there's no security. But we're not going and diving into security, in other aspect. But what we're doing here, the 4 pillars, will actually, will meet the needs of the Liberian people when it comes to what they need. To live as citizens of this country. They deserve better. So we want to have our government officials to identify priorities and to prioritize certain things that the people need. So our 4 pillars are areas that need to be prioritized by the government. And if we identify those sectors, the country will do better, and the people of Liberia will enjoy
So, Andrew, if the government cannot prioritize this area, Is there any possibility where the CARE Foundation can commensurate the government work? Maybe let's look at the health sector. The reason I'm asking this question, I remember a good friend of mine, Dr. Adaman Salih, wanted me to do some work with them, and they had a Heart Foundation. What the Heart Foundation was doing was bringing doctors from abroad to go to our different hospitals to perform surgical operation for Liberians. But I noticed since his mother left the presidency, Dr. Salih had not been too active in the country. And you and myself know that we have a lot of medical practitioners out here. Is that something that you guys will be looking at in the long run, where the government, because most often, sometimes when government, you've been in government, Mr. Andrew Keir, when government is not actively involved in something, or some government officials are not proactive in something, they don't participate.
I know.
You're looking at something outside of the scope of government participation that you can help to commensurate their work.
Sure, and that's where the that's where the focus of the foundation is. It's in that long-term approach, but it's going to we have it as a creeping approach for now. And when you see us, touching on most of these pillars that we are talking about now, those are key services of government to its people. But we are only saying, as a parallel private institution, we will make the baby steps. We will make the advocacy, but we have a long-range plan as well. And that's why I made a point. This is not intended to undermine government. Not are we saying we are bad-mouthing you in this area. When we sing agriculture, he who is not disciplined cannot discipline another person. Now, so if we're talking about even agriculture, we are equally approaching it first of all from a micro level as an institution that will start to do some other steps and telling government, this is an attention for you. We need you to do a bigger portion of this, but we are doing this one. And when it comes to health, like my brother said, that which is even being done in the U.S., we have also plans to also replicate that in Liberia. But we're doing so and calling the Ministry of Health and say, look, you have a service to your people. You have a leadership role to play. Everything you see us do, we are also behaving as a partner in progress with you. We are calling your attention to say, kind of focus in this area. These are challenges that you do know about already. So whatever we are doing, we don't want you to also think that we are doing so to undermine you in the health sector. Then come education, which we are already doing. You see also even the issue of paying entrance fee for students going to college, students in primary school that we don't paying school fees and all of that. Again, Ministry of Education, we're not there to undermine you. We are saying we are trying to buttress the effort of capacity building in our own country. We're doing the best we can. Other institutions like us also follow suit. So at the end of the day, just to answer that question again, is about the bigger picture we want our government to see, while we as private sector are trying to also do the same. Let us work together as a team. Let us work together as partners to move our country forward. In that direction, trust me, tomorrow for the comments, if we have a society like that where the government has its own shock absorbers with the private sector, that public and private partnership will have a very brilliant society to live in tomorrow.
All right, I turn it back. Let me give it microphone to you, Mr. Christian.
We have gone above the time, and the conversation was so nice until we forgot about the time. And nobody even talk about the time, but I will still give you one more time minutes that I'm sure you want to ask something again. But I think we got to make sure we bring it back. And for those of you who are listening, get ready. Next week we'll be talking about education.
What state you live in? Minnesota?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
Minnesota. Yeah, we got to visit him. In fact, I sure will be there in August by the grace of God. And for that something, and then we might see him. We'll go and see a beautiful studio.
I'll be in the Gambia. When you come here, I will be to Ghana.
No, in August. August you will be there. August
So,
1st you will be
Anytime you're
when
taking
come
a trip, I travel.
Okay, but then I'm not giving my right time. So
Well, it's nice seeing you, man. Nice seeing you.
Yes, sir.
we
nice,
spend we gone
well,
about
nice talking to you.
15 minutes of the time. Everything gotta go home. And we want to say thanks to you guys. Those of you who are listening and keep calling. And you're lucky that they're asking your easier question because some of the questions I will tell you to recite the S or so
You see that way
stable
you
before we
freezing
even
for?
speak to the University of Liberia. And you're lucky we're on the ground with pen. The judge give us short little statements, give you pencil and pen to
Yeah.
go in the room and write because we just fed up with it. But anyway, we're not doing it for you already got a first degree. Please let other people get their own too. Maybe at the end of the day, you don't know. If you pass the entrance, maybe the CEO will say, listen, let's see your grades. If you do it, maybe we might take care of the credit. You don't know. So keep following the Care Radio, keep following this show, share the show, and let everybody know about it. Reverend, give us your closing, and then we'll go to the CEO, we'll go to Andrew and then me, and then we can cut the day short.
I just want to praise God for such a wonderful opportunity from the Care Radio and Network family. Thank you for such a wonderful opportunity. And I look forward to doing this again and again, just for the common good of our people. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you,
CEO?
thank you, Mr. Thomas. Thank you for coming on. Now, I think we'll have more of this, down the line. And I thought it was a healthy discussion. Thank you, Mr. Kier, Mr. Kishen, Jeff. Thank you. And all we actually demand on the show is the fact that Liberian people deserve better and nothing less than that. So that's why we continue. This is not it's not a platform to criticize the government, but this is intended that the country needs to have a better healthcare system, education, agriculture, and water and sanitation, our 4 pillars. If the government can prioritize the 4 areas, the country will be it will be out of a very good position to serve its people. That always demand. So we'll continue to preach this, and nothing will deter us from doing this. So thank you so much. See you guys next week.
Thank you. Well, for me, it's been a very great show
Okay, Andrew,
today.
go ahead, give your closing.
Yeah, it's been a very great show today. I want to thank all of you that came out to speak. At the end of the day, it's all about Liberia. We have a unique society that we came from. I will always tell anybody I'm proud being a Liberian. I will always be a Liberian. But our country deserves so much that we have not seen. Yes, some of us would have seen that maybe in the 70s, but we deserve so much for our society. It's a very small country, a country with such a population that is very manageable. There's so much that we can do, but it takes leadership, it takes patriotism, it takes concern for each other, it takes empathy, and not so much hate among ourselves. A lot will come before us, but we should ask, each and every one of us, we should ask ourselves, what can we do to make things better? Our country needs all of us. Everything we see here today and how we move forward, we have that obligation to our country. If we can only think in that direction, that positive way of seeing how best we can give back to our own country, the country will be better. I want to thank all of you for the show today. We look forward to another brilliant show next week.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr.
Well,
Kier.
thank you very much. And for those of you who are listening, don't forget to follow us. And next week, Sunday, again, we'll be at the same time, same station. And I'm not going to add anything much on it, but let us just be a patriotic citizen. Let us do the best for Liberia. No matter what happens, come 2029, there will be an election. So we pray for our leaders, let them do the right thing. And we're calling on them to please do what is right. And let us look at it and understand power is something that when you get it, you want to overuse it sometimes. But Liberia is the land that God gave us. And I consider it as a promised land. That's my land. And I love my country, Liberia. We'll continue to work for the betterment of Liberia. Thank you very much, Jeff. Take it from there. And for those of you, follow us.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right. So that's it. That's it there. You just listen to the program Conversation with the Vision Bearer. Folks, we're taking a break, and of course, we'll be back on next Sunday. Again, always keep